and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. And I hope that you are all having a good day. And I am recording from Brighton in England, and the sun is shining today, so that's all good. Anyway, we're hoping to have 2 callers call in, and with those callers, I'm going to do a reading for them. And obviously, that could be you. So do call in, and hopefully we can do a reading for you. Or if not myself, then one of my colleagues. Now, with everything that whenever I do my work, I do like to do a little sort of spiritual talk. And I was thinking about, when we work with spirit, there are lots of little tools that people can use. And some of these tools are, for instance, tarot cards or runes, or using a board, a Ouija board, or, all those sort of different sort of tools. And I really find them interesting. And I thought I'd tell you a little bit of a story about how I used to use the tarot cards. And I would... First of all, I would lay out all my cards, and I would learn the meaning of each card, and then I would sort of recite back what this meaning meant. And so I became quite sort of proficient at understanding the tarot cards. And what I realized is that spirit is there with you when you're shuffling those cards and when you're laying them out, because I think they have a hand in which card actually ends up being laid down on the table that you're working with. So ultimately it always comes from spirit. So there I was, laying out all my cards, and I would do my private readings, and people would come and see me, and after a while I sort of suddenly was able to connect to spirit, and they would communicate with me. And I didn't sort of use the tarot cards. And so I had them all laid out on the table, and people would say, well, what does that card mean? And I'm thinking, oh, that's sort of, a whole conversation before. I haven't got to that bit. But anyway, I do think that tarot is interesting, and I think that anybody who is fascinated by spiritual matters, there's a whole gamut of different cards. There's angel cards, there's tarot cards, there's all sorts of different cards, and if you can sort of learn the meanings of the cards, you can really sort of start to give yourself readings. And they're never as good as going to a medium or a psychic. I think that's always a nice experience to have, but it's certainly sort of something that's quite interesting to play around with at home. And maybe if somebody is thinking about getting some cards or getting some sort of divination, I really do think that tarot cards are an excellent choice, because the tarot cards is what brought me to be able to do this. Although I knew I had sort of feelings about, heard things and sensed things before, it really sort of concentrated my mind and opened me up to spirit. And that was the sort of the beginnings of things. But I quite often laugh about that when I think about that and go back to those days when I would sort of eagerly lay out all the cards, and people would be wanting to know what the meanings of all the cards, and I'd just gone off in a tangent. I'd suddenly connected to spirit, and they were talking. And I think, I made the conclusion that if spirit is talking, then you're hearing it effectively from the horse's mouth, which I think is probably sort of the best way to receive a reading. And then another way is with runes. And runes, they people throw out these stones, and they have little messages on. And I've never used those actually, but I think they could be quite interesting to sort of play around with if you're interested in sort of spiritual divination. I have to get my tongue around that, divination. And And so yes, so I do think, and they can come, they come in sort of really sort of shiny sort of stones, and they're really nice. So anyway, I believe we have a caller waiting to speak, and Cynthia in Chicago, Illinois. Are you there, Cynthia?
Yes. Hi. Yes.
Hello and welcome. And how are you today?
Hi. I'm doing okay. Thank you. How are you?
I'm not too bad, not too bad. So I'm a medium, and what that means is I'm able to connect to, either I can connect to loved ones, and connect you to somebody that you know that has passed, or I can actually go to one of my guides, and I can give you some guidance from them. Is there a particular way that you would like me to work? And also, where would you like me to focus?
Gee.
I'll put you on the spot, haven't I?
Yeah, I mean,
you just wanted a reading.
I've had several people, pass that I, had in my life, and I, loved dearly. But I also would like to have a general reading, so I don't know what to say.
Okay. Well, your mum is in spirit, isn't she?
Oh, hello?
Hello. Sorry, the sound went then. Your mum is in spirit, isn't she?
Yeah.
Because I'm sensing her. She's just stepping forward. So what I'll do is I'll work with her, and she may be able to help me with some aspects of your life as well. So let's do a combination of the two. Would that be all right for you, Cynthia?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Great.
Yes.
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Right. She's telling me that she feels that she left too soon. And I don't know what she means by that, but those are the words that I just instantly heard. She's saying I left too soon, and she said I shouldn't have gone when I did. And she feels that she's rather sort of irritated that she went when she went, because she feels that she could have been far more useful staying longer on the earth plane, because she feels that she could have helped members of her family, and of course yourself. Would that make sense to you?
Yes, it would make sense. Yes.
She's very, very frustrated that she left too soon, and she's saying to me that she says that, but she hasn't stopped being a mum to you just because she's over in the spirit world. She's saying to me she's eager to help you with any matter that is going on in your life. And she heard, us talking in the beginning about, oh, I don't know what I want. Do I want a guidance, or do I want, to connect to a loved one? And she heard you saying that. And she says that she would be very eager to help you with anything that she can help you with, because she is she says that she's up to speed with what's going on in your life. And she says she's also in that process of being up to speed. She's also she says that she's that's right. She's aware of the spiritual perspective to your life, and how the spirit world can help you. And she's telling me that you've been, I feel like you've been a little bit frustrated, and I almost want to sort of slightly stamp my feet, and a bit frustrated. Would that make sense with you?
Yeah, I suppose. I could take that. Yeah.
Yeah, because she's saying to me that she feels that there is somebody around you that isn't showing you respect, or isn't sort of would that make sense to you?
Yeah, there's more than one person, but yeah, I can take
More
that.
than one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's saying, it may well have been her stamping her feet. I don't know, because I just saw the stamping of the feet, and she's saying
Mm-hmm.
to me that she 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 feels that on some level, and and abuse, if you take abuse as a sort of like a wide umbrella term, and I don't know in which way she's referring with that word, but she's in some
Mm-hmm.
way she feels that you are not being treated well, and it's sort of like at a level of abuse. And I feel like
Yeah.
it's words more than anything that's coming to you. Like people aren't respecting you or speaking to you in a way that is not giving you the respect that you deserve.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yes, I would. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to hear that. And
Mm-hmm.
she's saying that she finds it very difficult to watch and observe how you're being treated. And she's saying to me that
Oh.
because she says that almost like this wasn't the way that we either she was brought up or you were brought up, and I'm not sure who she's referring to, but this isn't the way
Mm-hmm.
that our family do things. We have respect for each other, and she um and she makes me feel as though um she's saying to me that she would like to help you in this matter, um because
Mm.
you're feeling, um because of the way you're being spoken to or treated. She makes me
Yeah.
feel like you're feeling a little bit stuck in your life.
Yeah.
Almost like, I
Yeah.
can't do this because of them, or I can't do this because of this. And it's you're looking to please everyone around you, or that it's like they've got some sort of control over you. And
Uh-huh.
she's saying to me that she wants to help you find your independence, and she wants to help you
Mm-hmm.
become strong, and help you
Mm-hmm.
not feel as though you're beholden or have to accept the words of others in the way that they give them to you.
Uh-huh.
Does
Okay.
that make sense to you, or what I've
Yes.
said?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Um, well, good that it makes sense, but not good that that what I'm saying is correct. Um, and she's saying that, and she also, your mum's personality. She's quite a feisty sort of person. She's somebody that wouldn't sort of stand for any messing, or about, or any wrongdoing or anything like that. And I just get the feeling
Mm-hmm.
that she's ready to sort of deal with things, and she's like, it's almost like she's rolling up her sleeves and she's going to get on with it. And I do feel that because of your connection to your mother in spirit, and by
Mm-hmm.
the way, she says to me that she regularly is close with you. I feel like there's
Oh.
like there's not a day that goes by that she's not around you, or close with you. I
Mm.
feel like there's a real
Okay.
closeness from your mum in spirit to you.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay.
um, do you do any cooking that is similar in the way that your mother did? In other words, she's taught
Um,
you a recipe or something like that.
um, I do cook, do a lot of homemade cooking, and
Yeah.
probably I probably, yeah, I would say yes, and my grandmother too. So they're
Right.
both in
Both
spirit,
of them.
and
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Because
Hmm. Yeah.
she feels that she's rather proud of your ability with cooking, and she
Oh
just
yeah,
came in with
yeah.
that, just at the end of that.
Um,
Um,
yeah,
but
yeah.
She's but I just want you to know that first of all, she's around you, and she's it's almost like she's been given this role as your guide. She's around you in your life, and I feel that you'll always have that presence from her in your life, until you pass. And I almost feel that she's going to be the one that collects you when you pass over. I think this is going to be the bond and the link that you have with your mother is very, very strong spiritually. And the second thing is, as I just know that she's going to be helping you with this matter. My prediction, because of what she's saying to me, is that you are going to become stronger and be and more independent in your life as a result of what she's going to do for you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, wow.
So that's good, isn't it, Cynthia?
Okay. Can I ask, I'm not even, can I ask, what is your name and how would I find you if I ever wanted to talk with you again?
All right. Well, my name is Gail Moffat, Gail, and Moffat is spelled the same way as the town in Scotland. And I am on Facebook and on Instagram.
Okay. I don't know. Is it Muppet, you said? Muppet? M-U-P-P-E-T? Muppet?
No, M-O-F-F-A-T. Oh,
okay, Muffet. M-O-F-F-A-T. Okay. All right. I would really like to
it'd be nice to speak to you again. Do go and find me. But thank you for calling in. I've got another caller waiting. But it's been really, really nice speaking to you. Thank you, Cynthia. Okay, so now we have Patricia in Tampa, Florida. Are you there, Patricia?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. And how are you?
I'm wonderful, I think.
You think? I like that. I'll remember that. I think I might use that line in the future.
All right.
So I guess you're on the you've been fairly safe from the hurricane that's been coming your way.
Yes, it's been on the other side of the state, so we didn't even get any rain from it.
I thought that because you're on the west side, aren't you, of Florida?
Yeah, I'm on the Gulf. Yeah. Right.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Anyway, I'm a medium, and what that means is I'm able to connect to loved ones that you've known that's passed to the spirit world, or I can ask my guide to help with some guidance. Is there a particular way that you'd like me to work?
No, I have a feeling. My husband died 13 years ago. He was probably the best man in the world, but I always feel him near me. I feel him near me a lot.
Yeah, well, right now, he's not near you. He's near me.
Okay.
He's just literally it's almost like he walked through some sort of evaporation and just came in front of me. And he's a sweetie, isn't he? He's just a really, really, really nice guy and would do anything for anyone. I feel like he wanted to sort of, he was very keen to I'm drawn to sort of where you live and your home, and I feel like he really wanted to make a nice home for you and a nice place to live. Would that make sense to you?
Yes. The day he died, an hour before he died, I was coming home in my car from seeing him to pick up my daughter from school, and I got a call from him, and a great light came around my car from nowhere. And it was a call from him, though, and he asked me if I thought he loved me, and I said yes. And he said, "Did I do everything I could for you? Do you think?" I said yes. Yeah. And he said, "Did I make you happy?" And I said yes. And he said, That's all I wanted to do, and he died an hour later.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing, isn't it? What a lovely man.
He was. He would go to Disney World and buy kids who didn't have money. He would buy things for them anonymously.
Yeah. And I really think that about him. I really feel like his whole ethos was about making sure that you were happy. But I know that he would do things for other people, but you were sort of central to that. You were the main person that he wanted to please and make sure that everything was all right. And I feel like he wanted to provide the home of your dreams. And I feel that was really really important. And I almost feel like the house that you live in, he makes me feel like is perfectly situated as well. And I feel like have you got a nice view where you live?
No, but I'm thinking of moving to a place that I lived before that has a beautiful view, because I was born in Key West on an island. And I want to go back there. And he wanted me to go back there. So that's really
right. Okay, so that's interesting, because he's bringing in a property with a view, and he keeps on showing that to me in my clairvoyance. And he's saying to me that he would be more than happy to come and be there with you there. It's almost like he's not leaving your side, and he's made a pact with people in the spirit world, and told them this is his life, this is what he wants to do, this is what he wants to be with you.
Yes.
And I also get the feeling, that the two of you have some fond memories of Key West as well.
Well, he was only there twice, but the time that he went there, he'd never seen a banana growing, and he didn't realize they grew upside down. And it was a laugh. But the main place that we had the best connection was in Hawaii. We went there many times.
Yeah.
And they're similar in the way they look. So.
But he's saying to me that he wants you to follow your dreams and live in the place that makes you happy. And he would be more than happy to be with you in Key West. Mm-hmm. He's saying that to me.
I believe you, because he said to me, why did you buy this house here in Florida? Why didn't you buy the house in Key West of your dreams? That's true, what he said to me.
Yeah. So he said that to you before. But he okay. Have you got children? A daughter?
We had an adopted daughter, but
an adopted daughter. Okay.
Yes, she wanted to go back with her birth mother when she was 16, and that was the agreement that we made. She was family, so that's where she went.
Right. Because he makes me feel as though there's a sort of a sadness with him and your adopted daughter, because he's saying to me that her life hasn't been as productive or as good as she wanted.
That's so perfect. He put away a lot of money for her college. And he wanted her to become something special, and that she's nowhere near anything like that.
No, it's almost like she's blown everything that's been given to her
in her whole life, and likes it, but she likes to live. And he was very disappointed. And just before he died, she was so terrible to him. He had asked her to leave his hospital room.
Yeah, but he says to me that he wants to try and help her from the spirit world, and he feels that he can do this anonymously and not get into the sort of conversation that he would have done when he was alive. But he's saying to me that he's going to be spending time with her in between and trying to steer her in a more positive direction, because he's saying to me that she's made a lot of unwise decisions that has led her down paths that haven't been helpful to her or supported her in a way. And he makes me feel like any sort of relationship or friendship that she's embarked on, they've all sort of caused sort of problems for her. And as a consequence, he's telling me that she's not in a good space right now, not in a good space at all. And so he's going to make it his mission to try and lift her up and bring her to a better place.
It sounds like him.
Yeah, and I also want to say that she has a lot of sadness in her and a lot of hurt, because I feel that she, when she left you and went back to her birth parents, she wasn't treated correctly, not in the way that you were treating her. She was
a queen. She was a little princess, but she wanted something else. I loved her a lot.
Yeah. But he's saying to me that he says, don't worry, I'm going to be there to try and help her. But he also is saying he wants you to go to the house of your dreams in Key West. Don't think that I wouldn't like it, because he loves it. And he also wants to let you know that he's always around you in your life. I hope that helps, Patricia.
It did. It helped a lot. I haven't had any. I've had one relationship since my husband died 13 years ago.
Right.
And that relationship fell through.
But the problem with that relationship after your husband is that he's not a patch on your husband. He's just not. And I feel like you would have always compared him to your husband.